You think you got a grasp on how some of my powers work and what their hierarchy is. And then something comes out and you're like, nope, I have no idea. Support comic book industry by visiting your LCS. My name is Dorian. This is SEO Comics. We'll continue our coverage of Immortal Thor, number 17. Now, story starts off. I know Thor's not in space. It looks like he's in space, but he's not in space. But he is broken up. So essentially, you would think he would be dead. So it seems like we're in the afterlife for Asgardian gods, but who knows? Like, they go to so many different places. It's not funny. Like, I don't even try to keep up with it anymore. But I guess in this broken up state, he's not dead, but he is dying. And he's told that by Donald Blake, his other self. Now, if you don't know the whole parameters about Donald Blake, it is a long story, and I am the wrong person to tell you it. Let's just say Odin did him dirty. Dirty. He ain't the only one that did him dirty, because the Enchantress also did him dirty. When he wanted to become a god just like everybody else, because he was created by Odin, Enchantress helped him out to an extent, because there's always a plan within the plan with the Enchantress. And she cut off his head and used his body to make the keep, who was just Roxanne Thor, who Thor killed initially, essentially, maybe. Link to the playlist is in the description. Now, eventually, Donald Blake becomes the serpent. How he became the serpent, I have no idea, but he's just now an evil person. And he's there to take out Thor. And he has help. So while all that's going on, we go back to the warehouse where Thor is in pieces, and the Great Gargoyle is looking at Hyde like, I can't believe you murdered Thor, and I helped you with it. And Hyde's like, quit being a punk. Like, this is what we do. We are bad guys. Like, we took out Thor. And Great Gargoyle's like, no, you took out Thor. I didn't do anything but turn him into stone, which he still should be stone. So the Hyde's like, didn't you say that he was supposed to turn back into meat, like, in less than a minute? Is that still going to happen? And Great Gargoyle's like, don't talk to me right now. All of a sudden, Thor starts to glow green. And either he or someone is putting himself back together. And in the other place, he's fighting all the Donald Blake serpent buddies, and it seems like he's getting outnumbered. But in the real world, he's back together. He's not made of stone. And he's pissed. He just brings down all kinds of like radioactive man, to the point where radioactive man can barely talk. And he's like, it takes more than that. And then Thor's like, but not much more. Remember, you're fighting me in a place where there are no civilians, so I don't have to hold back. Now, Great Gargoyle and King Cobra don't want none of this smoke. But Hyde, he's still on one. So the Thor throws Mjolnir at him, and I mean, he threw it hard. There's some teeth that fell out that dude's mouth. And he's still talking mess. He's like, it's going to take, and he just brings Mjolnir back, hits him in the back of his head. And Thor's like, I'm sorry, what you say? Oh, that's right. You're unconscious. Like I said before, King Cobra and Great Gargoyle are like, we don't want nothing to do with this. Like, we don't want no smoke. And Thor's like, too bad. Guilt by association. You about to get some smoke. And all of a sudden, somebody just transports him out of there. So all of a sudden, somebody says, well done. And Thor's like, was it? A gang of rogues that barely gave me trouble before I became Allfather, all of a sudden, through surprise and trickery, almost bested me. And then we see the person that's talking to him is the Enchantress. So he's like, the All Power could do a lot, but it can't just put me back together like that. So I knew I was getting help from somebody. So he's like, well, you needed some help, and I was there. And Thor's like, you were. Looks like I owe you one. Let's go home. And he calls on the Rainbow Bridge. So then we cut to Roxanne, where we have Dario Agger, and he's like, so, how do we think it went? Hyde's pissed off because they felt like they could have killed Thor. So Radioactive Man's like, look, we did what we were sent out to do. We prevented Thor from mending relations with the people of Earth. I just want to know is how he survived. So the King Cobra's like, it was the Enchantress. At least that was from the audio surveillance that I had up there. So Dario Agger's like, that's good, because she's the new CEO of Roxanne, so she could take the blame with whatever Iron Man pulls out about the company, which We covered that a long time ago. So we are behind. So then he's like, don't worry, guys. You'll get your rematch with Thor sooner or later. So just have faith. So we cut back to Asgard, where Thor is with his brother Uller, who's been predicting his death. And the Enchantress is there, and Sif's there too. And Sif's like, Thor, didn't I tell you this was a bad idea? And Thor is like, I know, but I actually owe her one. So what can I do? And Sif's like, don't do it. Thor's like, I can't. I'm honor bound now. So pretty much the way it's going to work is Uller is controlling the Fire of Doom. The Enchantress is going to cut herself and provide her blood for the DNA. And then Thor is going to use the All Power to bring her son back. But with the Enchantress, there's always a plan within the plan. So they bring her son back. But it's not the one who was at the Strange Academy who died. And she even agreed, no, he deserved Valhalla and he's going to stay there. No, they bring back Enchantress' son that she had with Thor. So this is Thor's son. Now his name is Magni, something like that. If I'm mispronouncing it, I'm pretty sure let me know in the comments. He is from like the late 90s. And I remember reading Thor and he was supposed to do something like horrible. Like everybody was like, look, you're going to do something crazy. And I stopped reading it, so I never found out exactly what he did. I think this was a part of it. Once he became Allfather, he was supposed to be like this evil, like ruler and dictator. And if I'm not mistaken, like it turned into an alternate timeline, because it always turns to an alternate timeline. Anyway, this is the book. If you want to read about Magni, I might read it, I might not, I might cover it, I might not, but there's so much stuff we're covering, I might just go on to the next issue. So, but yeah, this is Thor's son from the late 90s.